Hi friends, it's Becky, and today I'm going to be opening up the Gemstone Orphanage Tiger Eye Unlimited Edition. This was called Unlimited because they opened up a pre-order period so that everyone who wanted a box could get a box. Once the pre-order period was closed, they put together all the boxes, they got everything together, and shipped them out. I got mine a little bit early, so I'm going to be sharing that with you. If you did order during the pre-order period, you should be getting your box very soon. If you did not order in the pre-order period, they have a limited amount of boxes that were still available. I'll put that link in the description below, or it is in a link in one of the community posts that I posted to my channel. So you can check that out, see if you still want one of these after you've seen this. I know some people don't like surprises, so they like to see what they're getting before they purchase. And that is totally fine. If you do like surprises though, and you wanted to wait to watch this until after your box gets here, go ahead and just hit save for later on this video and come back. You can go ahead and go and that sort of thing, and I'll just assume that anyone else who wants to see what's in it is sticking around. After I do my unboxing and organize this into my 15 grid organizer, I am going to do an on-the-fly design with y'all, so stick around for that. If you want to skip past the unboxing and go right to the design, I'll put a timestamp link in the description below as well, so that you can check that out. Alright, are you guys ready? Let's take a look at what we've got. Tiger, Tiger, burning bright in the forests of the night. We're so excited to be featuring Tiger Eye in this new special Unlimited Edition Gemstone Orphanage box. Tiger Eye is thrilling. It glows, it shimmers, it moves as you move. Each and every stone, whether it's exotic and spectacular new gemstone, orphan, or the smallest 4mm round, has its own soul, its own personality, and loads of eye-catching chatoyancy. You aren't adopting a gemstone orphan, you're adopting a whole family. So we've got a packing slip with all of the items listed. 2 pages of all of these items. So every ruler needs her court and every actor needs a supporting cast. So it may be the focus of this wonderful Unlimited Edition box, but it's not what else you'll discover in your new treasure trove that will take your Gemstone Orphanage from merely spectacular to absolutely glorious. We've got smoky quartz, Baltic amber, mother of pearl shell beads, support the Tiger Eye very nicely. Crystal and glass add sparkle, but not enough to outshine the star, and loads of fun findings and stringy materials make sure your orphan will be ready for their big debut. That is so exciting. I'm ready to take a look at this. Are you? Alright. Oh, look, we've got an extra bonus in here. This is a bead sorter, and it has letters so that if you've got different beads in a pattern that you're using, you can use this. That is very sweet to get that. And now we've got our findings bag, which I'll be opening up in a little bit. We have our dress up bag, which includes our beads. We have our orphan, which I'm going to be opening up in just a minute. Right here at the bottom is going to be my official adoption paperwork for my gemstone. So let's take a look. We'll find out the name and more important things about that. We've got our really important stuff to talk about the gemstone and all of the ways that we can take care of it. And then we've got our adoption certificate. Taika from the Gemstone Orphanage. Description of your orphan gemstone. I have a heart. I love that. Brown and gold, top drilled front to back. Unique characters of your orphan gemstone. It is the stone of good fortune. It's the most powerful gemstone. It's believed to bring personal, professional, and financial success. It has been highly regarded throughout history as a stone of prosperity and good fortune, protecting one's resources. Good fortune is experiencing joy even in simple pleasures. Taika. It is of Tongan origins, and it means tiger. Isn't this pretty? That is so beautiful. I love tiger eye. I think if I had to list my favorite gemstones in the order of when I fell in love with them, the first gemstone is rose quartz. The second is tiger eye. I distinctly remember the first time I ever saw tiger eye. I was in actually a bead shop in Arizona, and it was a strand of tiger eye just hanging there, and I loved it. I could not stop looking at it. It was absolutely amazing to me. So let's get my Taika out here. I like how I've got little tiger stripes through this as well. Do you see that? I've got stripes. Let's go through our beads. So it looks like we've got some tiger eye beads, 4, 6, and 8 millimeters. Some crystal beads. Ooh, I love this. This twisty bugles makes it really easy to make like faux illusion necklaces. And then we've got some other shapes of tiger eye. There's so much in here. Oh, look how pretty these crystal connectors are. Some stripy tiger ones, and I think these are the amber pieces. They're so beautiful. Alright, I'm going to be organizing these into my 15 grid organizer, and there are so many beads that we're definitely going to be needing to do some roommate situations. So let's take a look at our tiger eye rounds first of all. Like I said just now, we've got 8, 6, and 4 millimeters. There are 20 8 millimeter rounds, 25 6 millimeter rounds, and 35 4 millimeter rounds. Let me get these guys sorted into their section. Or sections. I think they're going to go, because they're rounds, I'm going to go ahead and put them in their same section, unless they won't all fit in the same section. And then they'll go in separate ones. Actually, maybe 6 and 4 will go together, because I don't think that these would all go to fit in the same section. See, there's plenty of room for the 4, and I'm just going to leave this on its cord so that it's easy to design from, and it's easier to get that out, or the 6 millimeter when I'm doing that. Alright, next we've got tiger eye tubes and roundels. That would be these guys right here. Sold in sets of 1 each. There are 8 of them. Oops, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's get these guys in their own section. And then we've got some 2-hole rectangles. That's these guys here. And I'm leaving that guy turned up so you can see the holes. I'm going to take them off the plate so that we can get that light reflecting through the back there. So these would be great sliders on a bracelet. Looks like we've got a flat back and a curved front. They are beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Love those. And then Tiger Eye pillow beads. These are 14 by 10 millimeter. There are 5 of them in this box. And these are rectangles that have a hole straight through from top to bottom. I'm gonna go ahead and put them in here with our 2-hole rectangles because they're similar shapes. And then there are Tiger Eye hearts. It's these guys here. Absolutely gorgeous. Beautiful. These will definitely go when I do my necklace with this as my focal. I'm going to be using these hearts in the earrings that go with it. So that is absolutely special. Putting it in here with my tube beads because they're kind of a different size and I need some space for all of the other things that I'm going to be sorting in here. And this is the last Tiger Eye. It is ovals. There are 8 of them and they are 14 by 10 millimeter. Aren't these beautiful? Just gorgeous. And they've got a hole that goes through the long way of these ovals. I'm going to also put these in here with the tubes and roundels. So we've got our 4 little sections with our Tiger Eye. All right, next we've got our smoky quartz double point prism. There are 6 of those. Smoky quartz double point prisms. I think that's these guys right here. Yep. Whoop. There we go. It's almost like a cathedral cut, but it has all of these facets along the outside as well. It feels like it's got a bit of a matte finish on it. For these, this is 6 millimeters, and there are 6 of them. Let's put them in here. And then we've got some 6 millimeter smoky quartz faceted rounds. That would be these guys. I'll take one off of here so we can see it without the string. There we go on the side. That's some really great faceting on there. Smoky quartz, and then we've got some yellow jade roundels. Let's come with these guys here. There are 10 of them, and they are 8 by 5 millimeter. This is just a really beautiful, like ambery color. I feel like it's a little less yellow and more gold. Let's put that one up there. And then our Baltic Amber Nuggets. They're natural. says there's a yellow cord, but this one doesn't have a cord. They are 5 to 7 millimeters in size, and there are 10 of them. I think the cord did not survive, but that's okay. There's also, it looks like when it was on the cord, it was separated by some 11O seed beads, so there's a few of those in this bag as well. But look at these nuggets. Aren't they beautiful? Those are special. I don't know if you've ever held Baltic amber, but it doesn't feel like stone. It feels warm. I am going to go ahead and put this in here with the yellow quartz. They go together really well. Now we've got some mother of pearl rounds and mother of pearl roundels. That would be both of these. So the mother of pearl rounds, there's 25 of these, and they are 5 millimeters in size. I love this kind of bead because they have so much going on, so much character, so much shine, so much like just inner beauty coming out, and chatoyancy like we have with the tiger eye. And then these are the roundels. They're 4 by 5 millimeter, and there are 20 of them. Then we've got mother of pearl square Heishis. There are 30 of these, and they are 9 by 7 millimeters in size. They should add a lot of really great character to some of our designs that we make in this box. I love that we've got so many different sizes and shapes of these beads. Now our crystal discs, this is a staple for the Gemstone Orphanage boxes, and I love them. Look how sparkly they are. These ones are AB Gold. They are grade A. They're 5 by 8 millimeters. They come with little 8O seed beads in between them, and there are 20 of them on this strand. I'm going to go ahead and get them out into this section here. So they will be ready to go. You know, this cord that these are strung on is so cool. I wonder if I could gather it up and make a tassel with it somehow. I bet that would be possible. I'll leave that aside for now, though. Alright, then a beige global lantern cut crystals. Is that these guys or these guys? One of these is that's not a lantern cut. There we go, this one's lantern cut. I'm just moving these out of here so I can actually see them. This one's the lantern cut. They are 10 of these, and they are 8 by 6 millimeters in size. I love the sparkle on these. Let's get them in here. Beige window beads, that's these guys here. There is a possible change for color listed here. So they might be a little bit different, but it looks like it's about the same beige color as these. They're going to end up being roommates. Got our lanterns and the window beads. And the window beads have these like table cut sections so you can see through the otherwise opaque roundness. I love really cool beads like this. And again, windows and lanterns are going together. Look how pretty this is. It makes my heart happy. Designer glass rounds with the brown wave pattern. That would be these guys. There are 5 of them and they are 8 millimeters in size. Our wavy glass beads. I'm gonna sit those over here. They're our little special guys. Probably gonna put the twisted bugles in there. Maybe, we'll see. And then we've got our gold crystal hearts. They're 10 millimeters in size, and there are 5 of them. And it looks like, when I'm looking at these and the light is hitting them in the right angle, it looks like they've got an AB finish on them. That was not listed on the page, but be aware when you look at it, that's definitely an AB finish. They are very pretty. I love that. Now we've got our Austrian crystal drops. They are silver champagne. There are 2 of these. They are 8 by 6 millimeters in size. These are special. Okay, I'm just going to tip this a little bit so you can see all of that sparkle. So much sparkle. So much sparkle. Just from a little bit of movement. Where do I put these guys? I'll put them in here with the hearts. And next, some faceted cubes. This is imitation jade rosy brown. There's a half of a strand for this. Whoop. Here we go. They're 2 millimeters in size. Look how pretty those are. All right, since these are coming off of here anyway, let's get them into a section. And I will remove this wire. Whoop. There we go. Whoop. You know what? If that's where they want to go, that's where they're going to go. Let's go in here with these guys. I have a few in my bag still. And these ones here. But that's not the only cube beads. There are some larger cube beads as well. And these are 5 millimeter cubes. They are Peru, and they are A grade. There are 20 of these. Look how sparkly they are. They're so pretty. I think I'm going to go ahead and put them in here with the other cubes. And our wavy guys. Like that. I've still got a few more spots for some of the other beads, because I do have more beads, but I also have my findings kit as well. I am going to be putting probably some charms and things in here if I have room. Alright, then we've got crystal hex, 2-hole prism links. These are gold colored and they are 14 millimeters in size. There are 6 of them in this bag. And there we go. They are like a rivoli shape, but they've got these holes on both ends. They are clear. They are so pretty. Where you going, buddy? All right. putting them in here with these hearts. I've got my gold crystal all together. Next, twisted bugles, and these are in antique copper and bronze. There are 80 of them in here. They are 6 by 2 millimeters in size. Sticking them over here in this corner. Next, we've got crystal drops. These are AB Peruvian gold. There are 20 of these as well, and they are 8 by 6 millimeters in size. I've got a little bit of plastic right there. It's totally fine. It's just how they come on a strand. I think, I might roommate situation with the jade and amber for these guys, so that they are all together. All right, let's open up our findings bag now. So we've got some leather, some ends for our letter, some head pins, some ear wires. Oh, what a fun connector. I love that. It's a butterfly. Got some ear wires, different variations. We've got a bail. Usually we have several different types of bails. We've got more ear findings, more closures, S-hooks, a button, some 2-hole spacers, some more connectors, some charms. Oh, look, there's a little daisy. A little daisy charm. How great are these? Some bead caps and spacers. And more spacers and chain. All right, so ear hooks petal. I think that's this one. Antique bronze. There's one pair. They're 20 by 8 millimeter. My loops were joined together. That's the paddle shape at the front. And stick those right in there. And then we've got cubic zirconia, earring hook and a cubic zirconia earring stud. So these are the hooks right here. There's one pair of each of these. And these are the studs. I'll just bring them both up together. I have some silicone backs that I use when I wear studs. I prefer silicone to metal for my earring backs. This cubic zirconia stud, it has that pretty cubic zirconia right up front. It has a loop down here on the bottom. And these hooks also have a little loop down at the bottom. A textured design right here. And our sparkly cubic zirconia right in front. We're going to put that over there. All right, next, stainless steel brushed gold clasp. That would be this one here. It is a toggle clasp. The size varies for this. This is one pair. So we've got our big loop. This This is a very basic toggle clasp, but that textured brushed steel look gives it a really cool texture. And then we've got a flower toggle. It's antique bronze. Size varies. This is super cute. So ear wires, clasps going in there. Next we've got some S clasps. They're 18 karat gold plated stainless steel. They are 12 by 8 millimeters, and there's 2 of these S hooks. S hooks do make great clasps. And then we've got our tortoiseshell vintage button. It is 21 millimeters in size. There's the back of it. Looks like we've got a gold shank and then a detailed gold fancy bit on there. I don't know what FS stands for, or is it PS? It might be PS. Right there, the little letters on the front of that. But buttons make really great closures. They also make really fun focals. So that will be a lot of fun to use. And next we've got some cubic zirconia pinch bail heavy plated gold on brass. I love this pinch bail. A lot of times when I get my Gemstone Orphanage gems, I decide to just do my own bail and do some wire wrapping with it. But I love this, and I think it is going to be perfect to put on my Taika. Right there. In fact, let's go ahead and put this on right now so I don't forget until later. Those pinch bails are got to get it open wide. Let me grab a tool for that. I'm just going to put my pliers in between there and then open it. Make sure the loops go in here. You can, when you use a pinch bail, you can glue it if you want to. There we go. And now I've got my bail affixed. So that'll be ready to go when I go make my necklace with them. I am going to be thinking about how I want to make something with this. So it's not going to be what I make with or create with today. It will be a separate video later. And set that over there. Maybe without the leather cord. It might not be leather cord that I do this on though. It might be something else. Alright, so then we've got our link. Oh, wait. Let me go in the correct order. We've got our textured coin links. There are 6 of these, and they are heavy 24 karat gold plated brass. I can see it already. Using this link and then having, I don't know, a bead between there and then this link. Then another one of these. Another. This would make a fantastic chain just like this with these. In fact, you know what? That's probably what I'm going to be making today. I'm going to do a beaded chain. So let's put these in here for now. All right. Where else was I going? after that, we've got our cubic zirconia pave butterfly, gold plated brass, possible color change on the crystal. So I got this really pretty ambery yellow color, like this. So if you got a different color, I would love to hear about it. I know you might be watching this while you're waiting for yours, but come back and let me know once you get yours. Oh, so pretty. It's going right in here with these. Oh yes, actually, I have an idea. I'm having ideas. All right, next we've got some connectors. These are 2-hole marquees. They're antique bronze, and there are 10 of them. More like spacers. They have this wave texture on them. Well, it's not really wave. It's more like an S texture. All right, now where am I putting them? Because I don't know if I want to put them in here. I might keep them a little bit separated since I'm running out of room and places to put things. So I'm going to stick them right back in here for now. And we've got our flower charms. They are mixed, so we're going to have various sizes. There are 5 different flower charms. Let's get them all out here. All right, so it looks like this guy is the same forwards and back. This one has an enameled bit on it, so you've got your yellow dangle there. This one goes this way. This is very pretty. And then I've got a second one of these in here. It was hiding. So this is the back of that, and this is the front. So you've got these little different angles. They make really good earrings. Stick them in here along with these guys. Right. And then we've got our metal spacers. We've got rondelles. They're 6 millimeters in size. There are 10 of them. And then we've also got no, this is the different one. These are the rondelles. This is our bead soup, antique bronze. They're mostly spacers, but you've got these barrel ones. You've got these ones that look like little yarn balls. That's what I think of when I see them, as a little yarn ball or a yarn cake. And then we've got our daisy spacers. So this is a little soup of spacers, a spacer soup. They're on the antique bronze color. These are the rondelles that were different. There is a dye lot color change on these. There are 10 of them. And these have the crystal inlaid on the outsides of them. So it's a really, really warm brown in here. I think these are going to go in here, but in the bag. And I'm going to set them here with my bugles. Alright, then we've got our cord ends. There's antique bronze and gold. 2 different colors, and they are 2 millimeters in size. They will go on this chain, or on this leather cord that we have, this 2 millimeter leather cord. There's 36 inches of this warm chocolatey brown leather chain on here. We've got some 1 3/4 inch brass head pins. And each of these, usually when I get these ball head pins, they're a little bit bent, but these are all nice and straight. Love that. And we've got these bead caps. They are bronze bead caps. There we go. Let's put a couple of them up here close so you can see both sides. In and out. They are just little flower petal bead caps. And let's take a look at our chain. This is 30 inches of Figaro chain. It is a gold-plated stainless steel chain. That. And then again, our bonus item that was right at the top was our bead sorting mat. You can use to sort things out. This is really, really fun. All right, so let's decide what I'm going to make. Am I going to make a little necklace with the beaded chain, or is that going to be a separate video? Or am I just going to make myself some earrings for now, because I am doing a challenge to make myself some earrings every day, because that is just what I'm doing. I love that Figaro chain. I saw a pair of earrings that Colleen made. I'll put a link to her video where she demonstrated that in the description if you want to see. She also did an unboxing. I thought they were really gorgeous earrings. Let me think. Do I want to do earrings? I have been on an earring kick, and if I don't do earrings now, then I will have to do earrings later. But I think I actually want to make a bracelet, friends. Let's make a bracelet. Let's use our, this is a clasp. Let's do a double strand bracelet. I'm going to use these Tiger Eye 2-hole Tiger Eye spacers. I'm going to make a bracelet, and then we'll make some earrings. I'm really feeling the bracelet right now. I need a little assistance to get these out. So let me grab my tools. Let's see, the tools that I always use. Got round nose pliers, chain nose pliers, and I'm gonna need crimpers at some point. So let's get these guys out. We also get some wire. There we go. How about this antique brass wire? That'll work. So that I can do some beading on this. I think I want to do these spacers, and in between my 2-hole Tiger Eye bits, I'm going to add some bling. So we've got some gold here, we've got these guys here. Let's also do a little charm at the end. I'm going to use that guy right there. And maybe some of these shell beads. Yeah, I think I want these mother of pearl beads. Let's get some of these guys out. Alright, and I know that I've got my roundels and my rounds in here, so I'm just going to need to separate them out a little bit and be doing those, and we'll have some sparkle too. So these will definitely be part of it. So I'll be 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. 2, 3, 4, 5, 2 more. 6. All right. This will do. This will do very nicely, I think. And I'm going to need to make a loop at the other end. So I'm going to grab some 8mm beads that I think would go really well with this. These are Matte Silverline Topaz 8B Matsunos. And I think those will go really well for my loop at the end that goes around this. All right. All right. Let's get this party started. I'll move some of these guys out of the way. I'm going to bring this back after I make my my little bracelet and possibly earrings. But just in case you're not sticking around for that, one last look at my Taika. I am the worst parent ever. I just dropped it. It's fine. It'll be fine. Don't worry. Don't worry. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Alright, let's get our... Now this is just going to be a straight shot double strand bracelet. So I'm going to go ahead and cut off enough wire. This will go around my wrist a couple of times, plus some extra for crimping. And I am going to need crimps as well. There we go. Brown and gold. There's a song called Golden Brown that is really fun. I can't remember when it was made or exactly who sings it, but sometimes that song gets stuck in my head. It was in the soundtrack for About a Boy. I'm sure that wasn't the only place that it's ever existed, but that was where I first heard it. Alright, so now I've got some crimps over here that I'm going to be using. These are 2x2 crimp tubes because I like to crimp with my magical crimper. It only works with 2x2 crimp tubes and 0.018 and 0.019 beading wire, which this is. So I'm going to get my button on here first. And then I'm going to put a crimp on both ends of this wire. I'm going to scooch this down all the way to the bottom, but leave myself a little bit of room so that the button can be maneuvered. I don't want it to be pressed right up against the button, but having a little bit of play, not too much, a little bit, will make it easier to button and unbutton and get it on there. So if you haven't seen this before, let's scooch in a little bit. I'm going to use this little divot, this opening on my magical crimper. I'm going to center it over this bead. I'm not pressing down yet. I'm making sure it's good and centered. And now I'll give it a little smush. And it smushes just the corners of the crimp. Then you turn it to like a right angle, give it another smush, turn it around, and each time you turn it to a new angle, you want to make sure that it is centered. Sometimes when you've got things dangling from it, changing it to a different angle can be a little bit weird. But then after you've done it from several different angles, it smooths out those rough corners and it gets you a nice smooth ball of crimp that's very strong. And you don't have to worry about a crimp cover. That's why I like it. Alright, now let's get 2 of these 8/0 seed beads on each strand of wire that I'm working with. 1, 2, and 1, 2. And then on each strand, 1 mother of pearl bead on each strand. And I'm only using the rounds, not the roundels for this. And then on each strand, 1 of my cube crystal beads, and then 1 round mother of pearl bead. I can find the hole. Sometimes when you have beads that have a lot of texture to them, the holes tend to be a little bit invisible. You just have to keep turning it around until you find it. Alright. Let's see, so we're like that, and we're out here. And now I'm going to put on 1 of my tiger eye dividers. I'm going to make sure that the round end is up when I'm looking at it right here. And go through that double strand with both of my wires. So this is going to be the front or outside of the bracelet. Like that. Now let's get, I'm going to repeat this part right here with the mother of pearl and the crystals. Have enough, right? I should have enough. I'm just separating out the rounds to make it easier to pick up as I go. There we go. So for each strand I'm going to go round, crystal, round. Round, crystal, round, and now tiger eye. Make sure that it's going to go through with the round side up. So far, so gorgeous. And let's do the same thing. I'm just going to keep going all the way through. Till I get to the end. Okay, I think I want this one to be in the middle. Yep, that one. I like it the best. These are so pretty. Oh no, I did that the wrong way. I gotta turn that around and do it the other way. So I've got my flat side up instead of my round side up. There we go. Super easy to change if you accidentally do it the other way. I love those. I just like all the different textures in this. It's just making me happy with the sparkly and then the shiny and the glowy. It's something that you could probably spend a lot of time looking at. Don't get crossed. Keep going that way. Although, once I put it on, it's pretty easy to fix if I put it on the wrong way. As long as I haven't crimped my bracelet at that point. I'm just doing this so you can see the sparkles because I love sparkles. Alright. This is so pretty. This was such a beautifully, beautifully curated box. All of these extra beads that came with the gemstone are just perfect. Whoop. Just perfect to go with it. I really hope for those of you who went ahead and ordered one of these that you enjoy using it. You enjoy making things with it because it is so delightful. Absolutely delightful. I suppose I could have popped some of those seed beads between these in order to get this a little bit longer. I may be changing this just to add a few more of those ADOs in here as spacers between some of these, just because this is going to end up being a little bit shorter than I would normally go for. This would probably fit great on maybe a 5.5-inch wrist or a 6-inch wrist, once you add this other repeat here and then make your loop. That would work great there. But I need it to be a little bit longer, so I am going to pull these beads off. And I'm just going to put a 8/0 seed bead between each, on either side of each of these cubes. So I'm going to do that, and when I come back, we'll finish up the bracelet. Alright, so that addition of these seed beads on either side of the cubes has added sufficient length to my design, and it hasn't taken away anything from it either. So where I'm at here, I'm going to be ending my design with the same sort of pattern that I started it with. I'm going to do the round 8/0 seed bead, the cube bead, an 8/0 and a round, and then we're going to do 2 of the 8/0s to bring my wires together for the first crimp. So let's get a round. Where are we? 8/0, cube, round, then, oh, I need an 8/0 there. There we go. And then 2 more 8/0s on this strand, so that it matches the beginning of the bracelet. I'm going to do the same thing on the second strand. Exactly the same. 8/0, single 8/0, and the cube, and now I can put on that second 8/0. And one of these guys. It looks like I've got 1 round left over, maybe 2. No, yes, 1. And I'm going to use that in the section between my crimps, as well as adding this dangle at that point. This jump ring isn't totally closed, so I'm just going to close it a little bit better. There we go. Alright, so now that I've got my 8/0s and my stuff finished up here, I'm going to do another fit check here on my mandrel. Okay, so that is just about the perfect length. Move that out of the way. And for my first crimp, it's just going to be crimping both of these wires together, and then I'll be clipping one of these wires off and using the other one to make my loop. So we're going to crimp here. I'm bringing both of those wires together. And I'm just going to pull each of these a little bit to make sure that it's even. We don't have it curved to one direction too much. There we go. Now, I'm just using my fingernail to give myself a little bit of space between that last 8/0 and the crimp, so that I can get my crimper centered. Whoop. Huh. That crimp just kind of flew off. Alright, now that that is crimped, let's turn it so that I can get those rounded bits all the way around. Alright. Now I don't need both of these strands, so I'm going to snip off one of them. And between the crimps, because I don't want two crimps right next to each other, I'm going to have one of these guys, my little dingle, and then one of these rondelles, like that. And I'm going to put on a crimp, and I'm not going to crimp it yet because I'm going to need to add some of these 8/0s to my beading wire to make a loop that is big enough to fit around this button. And I'm not sure how many this will be. I'm going to start with about 15, and then from there take some off or put some on to get it to the right size to fit all the way around this button. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, oh, 15, 16. Okay, so 15 might be too few. Let's try it out. Pinching the wire together here, and that is definitely too few, so let's add maybe about 10 more. About that many. It doesn't have to be exact, because like I said, when I check it against there, I can add more or subtract more, depending on how many I need to get around this button. Pinch the wires together. That will go around the button, and it doesn't feel like it's too loose. It feels like it is just the right size. So how many is that? Just for your edification, because we probably all got the same size button. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 15, 20, exactly 25. So it was exactly 10 more than the 15 that I started with. Alright, so now I'm going to go back through my crimp with my wire. Make sure we are moved down next to that. And now I'm going to do a crimp here. Just doing crimps exactly the same way I did before. Alright, and snip off my excess wire, and now I have a fantastic double strand bracelet with these tiger eye 2-hole beads holding that together. The only things I added was beading wire, my crimps, and these 8/0 seed beads. Everything else came in that box, and this isn't even scratching the surface of all of the things that are available to make with in this box. So let me just grab a couple of these ovals, these tiger eye ovals, and some of these. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to make some simple earrings. And as I do, I'm going to use these ear wires to attach them to. Where are those head pins that I just got? They're in here. Because like I said earlier, I am doing a challenge to make a pair of earrings every day for the month of April, and these will be my earrings to go with it. So grab these head pins. And I'm going to do a roundel, an 8/0, this one, and another roundel. And we're going to have that dangle from there. Actually, I don't think I like those rondelles. I don't like the 8/0 there. I'm going to take the 8/0s off, and I'm just going to do the roundel and the tiger eye. Sometimes you have to try stuff until it fits. Yeah, I like that. So I'm holding on to this. I've got my finger underneath the head pin to keep it from coming out. And I'm going to grab my round nose pliers, which are around here somewhere. Just hold them and make a loop. Right here on the top of this, I've got it pinched here, and I'm just going to tip this over to the side and then pull this around here. And this is a pretty stiff wire, so I'm just going to go grab my pliers and start running this around. I'm going to wrap this around till I've got a nice wrapped loop. I believe these wires would actually hold a simple loop really well, because they are pretty, it's a pretty strong wire actually. Let's do the second one on here. Sometimes I like really long and dangly earrings. Sometimes I like simple and small, but pretty. Just because it's simple doesn't mean it's not pretty. And sometimes the biggest satisfaction I can get is from doing something simple and doing it well. Or I need to grip that better. Keep slipping out. There we go. Alright, we've got an open loop here at the bottom of these earrings. Just gonna swing that out a little bit so that it'll hold better. I'm going to attach that loop here and close this up with my pliers. For this earring, do the same thing with this one. Alright, and let's get these guys out to look at one more time. the rest of our dress-up bag. And my gemstone. My earrings. My little bracelet right next to it. I still have all of these findings too that didn't quite have room for in this. I love this. Thank you, Stephen Debbie, for letting me open this up and share all the joy that I have with these Gemstone Orphanage boxes with my subscribers. I absolutely love it. It's beautiful. It is exactly what you'd want in a tiger eye bag. It's perfect. I will put links again to Gemstone Orphanage in the description below. I'll also put a link to their YouTube channel where you can find all sorts of tutorials and previews for what they've got going on. They've got a Facebook page, a Facebook group that you can join as well to share your designs with this. Put a link in the description there. Just check the description. There's all sorts of things that you'll be able to find in there. Until next time, happy beading.